Hello, Slicey Dicers. This is Brian with another knife review for you today. We have the Massdrop Tashi Bharucha Prism. I'm very excited to get my hands on one of these. Normally, when I do these Massdrop reviews, a lot of times I say, hey, sorry, you got to wait a while till it comes back again, because Massdrop, I know it's been explained a lot, is a kind of purchasing site. They work together with knife designers of everything, but for our purposes, the things we're interested in, they work together with knife designers, have a third party make it, and you wait a while and you get it. This one's actually like in stock right now. It says as of, I'm recording this on August 27th, 2018, you can just go buy one and it ships in 2 to 3 days. $249.99. Prices went up a little bit from the first drop, but they're in stock. You can just go grab one. As I said, through Massdrop, designer Tashi Bharucha. I think we're allowed to say now it's made by Reate. They tried to hide that for a while, but it's so obviously made by Reate. They weren't fooling anybody. It's RWL34 steel. Reate's one of the only places doing that. It comes in a obviously Reate pouch. This is exactly the same pouch you get. Reate's exactly the same one I got my new Torrent in. It's Tashi Bharucha. He does a whole lot with Reate. It's a Reate. Very, very well done. That's not a bad thing. That's a very good thing. Reate, it does some awesome quality work, and this is a pretty awesome quality piece. Definitely very well made. As I said, Tashi Bharucha design is based on one of his customs called the Church, which I tried to find one on the internet. I only found one, and it was, I think, $2,000. So, yeah, they go for a whole lot of money, and this is a fairly similar design to that. As you can see, lots and lots of holes. They didn't just mill it out. They went all the way through. It's a very cool design. I like this blade, this kind of sheep's footy, drop, pointy, Warncliffey, almost kind of cleaver blade. I think it looks pretty cool. I like the look of the opening hole. I like the milling. The logo on there looks great. Very, very classy, very cool looking knife, I think anyway. It does come in multiple colors. It comes in this bronze. Make sure I have it right here. It comes in an all blacked out. It comes in a blue handle, and it comes in just a plain, like blasted titanium handle. So choose your own adventure there as far as that goes. Let's do some stats and some size comparisons, and we'll get moving on. You have an overall length of 7.4 inches. Pretty short for this this blade length of 3.4 inches. You're getting more only about 3 inches of actual blade length, but the overall length of the blade is 3.4. You have a blade thickness, pretty thick, 0.16 inch blade stock. Handle thickness, not nearly as thick, 0.45 inches. And a weight of a little under 3.6 ounces according to my scale. So pretty light, obviously. Got a lot of holes in it. Even though it's a pretty solid, full titanium design, it's got a lot of holes. So let's do a few size comparisons. Look at our Benchmade 940, one of our regulars that we use. A little shorter than that. Your Spyderco Paramilitary 2. Again, shorter than that. Let's grab, since I have it out here, ZT0609. Not too dissimilar in overall length and stuff with the 0609. This is much slimmer for sure. A much slimmer blade. And lastly, a knife that this kind of reminds me of in a lot of ways. Your Kaiser Theta Elijah Isham design. Not that similar really, but just overall a feel, aesthetic. This is a lot more angular and the blade shape's a little bit different. Got a lot more cutting edge on the Theta for sure. They just kind of slightly remind me of each other. I wish that I had a Reate baby machine, the coolest named knife ever, because I have held a baby machine. I haven't had one enough to review it. This is very similar to the Reate baby machine. The baby machine does not have all the holes and stuff, but overall design, very, very similar to that. Also, Tashi Bharucha design, so not really too surprising there. And that's the last we'll say about that. Let's talk about the general stuff about this. I'm going to talk about the aesthetics. I really like the way it looks quality-wise. Freaking Reate. It feels like a Reate. It's great. Nothing wrong with it at all. Detent's perfect. Smooth as butter. Right out of the box. Just everything feels very nicely milled. I love this kind of faux integral back here. You can just barely see the line up there where they come together. It's not a true integral, but man, it's nice. Everything is milled out really well. I don't know what to put this in quality or what. The only thing that kind of bothers me about it is I do wish they rounded off this clip a little bit. That the end of this clip gets a bit stabby sometimes. It's just a bit of a, it's not a hot spot when you're holding it, but when you're just moving the knife around in your hand, it's kind of like, ouch. You can kind of catch that a little bit. This blade, it's 0.16 inch blade stock, so it is a very thick blade, but it's a super tall grind, full flat grind, and it's pretty thin behind the edge. It's only about 19-20 thousandths behind the edge, so not bad at all. This is not my knife, so I did not do a lot of cutting with it or anything, just cut some paper and stuff to see how it works. Works fantastic. I don't have any doubt that it would be a fairly decent slicer, because as I said again, it's pretty thin behind the edge, and yeah, thick blade stock, but it's really, really tall. What I do like about it is when you're holding it, there's no flipper tab out there. There's no flipper tab on this at all, so there's no flipper tab to get in your way. You can really get down and cut some stuff, especially if you're like on the edge of a table. Works really, really well for that. Ergonomically, it's pretty comfortable. I wasn't so sure about all these holes and where they line up and all that, but it fits my hand great. It has this really large, I guess, finger rest, you'd call it, for lack of a better term. You're meant to put 2 fingers in there, and it works awesome like that. When you hold it like this, ergonomically, very, very good. Wouldn't mind seeing some jimping up here, but this is kind of an aesthetic knife, so I can kind of see why they left that off. I will say, if you try and choke back on it, it doesn't work as well for that. It's just kind of this, my fingers land in an awkward spot here. This is meant to be carried, choked forward like this for sure, absolutely, and it works great like that. In the pocket, it's not bad at all. It rides a little high, and this is, you're not going to find an aftermarket clip for something like this. This is a pretty low volume knife that comes in batches, but you have a lot sticking out. Other than that, it's not too bad. It's pretty wide, but it doesn't feel as wide in the pocket. Everything you move your hand by is very smooth, but it definitely does ride pretty high. As I recall, and I'm not, as I said, I only got to hold a baby machine. I'm not sure. I think the baby machine rides a little bit lower. I know for sure the Starboy does, another Tashi Bharucha design, which I also really love. But it carries okay. It's not stellar by any means, but it carries all right. Deployment, as I said, only through the thumb hole, but you can use it any millions of different ways. Detent is outstanding. It's butter smooth. It's just so smooth. I can't believe it, just right out of the box. This thing is so smooth. It's amazing. Nothing's been done to this whatsoever, because as I said, it's not mine. It's beautifully, beautifully done detent and action on this. It's just outstanding. The weight of that blade, you kind of expect it to fall pretty good, and it does. So, like I said, this isn't my knife, so I didn't get to use it a whole lot, but this is kind of a quick review. I just wanted to get it out most because you can't go buy one right now. And my final thought is, if I had a spare $249.99 right now, I'd probably go order one, because I do really like it. It's very good in my hand. The only thing that makes me stop getting it is A, the money, and B, I already have one of these. And this, like I said, they're not that similar. The overall look is similar. The overall feel is similar. Actual design, they're really not that similar, but I feel like I've already got one that I like in kind of this sort of genre. So that's probably why I wouldn't get it. But other than that, it's a really, really nice knife. It's really well done. And $249, knowing now that it's made by Reate, you are definitely saving some money. That's a really good deal on a Reate made knife. So that's my conclusion on this. Really good deal if you like the look of it, and you like a cool, pretty ergonomic and very unique looking knife. Go snap one up. $249.99 on Massdrop right now. Hope you guys have a good one. I've been Brian. Talk to you later.